Hello students, this is the program which we saw in our last video also, last class. So as I said in that class also that this is one of the simplest form of if condition, and this is an example of if and only if, where we have given the conditions as per our requirement that if the value of x and x contains the average of the number, if it is greater than 90, then this has to be displayed in this and this like this. So let us see once how it is working. And we have made two classes in this program just for the sake of the purpose for the learning, that yes, how to use two or multiple classes. So result one is one of the class and result is another class. In this class we have all kind of functions. This is for inputting marks, this is for calculating the result, means calculating the total and the average. You see how it is getting calculated. And then this is a return type function which is returning the average. Now we have made a function this which will accept an argument and will return nothing, void. And this is how it is calculating or processing the result. I mean, it will display as per the condition. Now here the another class, and in the different class we have made a main function. So the class in which the main function is, its name is result1. Now we are making an object of that class. Which class? Result class, this class. And stud1, look, this is the first object. Means if we have to find out results of 10, 20, 30 students, then first we are getting the marks of student 1. Like that we can make a student 2, student 3. So this could be one of the example of object oriented program, where we see an object in work mode. I mean, earlier we have been making variables ob1, ob2. That was not that clear, but now it may be a little more clear to you that yes, we have first designed a structure that will work for various objects. The one is the student 1. The same way, if you want to find the marks of student 2, then also we can do. And yes, what happens in object oriented, that copy of each object is separately stored in RAM. Means if you are creating a student 1 object, then what is happening? These all variables are getting created for student 1. Means student1 dot s1, s2, s3, student1 dot total, everything is getting created in RAM. And once we'll create another student, stud2 or stud3, then a separate copy of all of them will be there. We'll see everything in this program. So first let us see or begin this actually with a very simple start. Here we are calling a function nmarks for student 1, and student 1 will call nmarks function, and then this function will be invoked and it will enter marks for student 1, for a subject 1, subject 2, 3 and 4 and 5, like that, which has been displayed here. Look, when this function is invoked, this started enter marks of 5 subject, then these 5 marks I have inputted. After inputting, I have called this function stud1.cal, and since cal is a different type of function, different means what is the difference in it? It's a return type function. This function is designed by programmer, by me, or you can also design to return of something. So it is just totally up to you what kind of function you want to make. Whether you want to make a function that will not return anything, like this and like this, or you want to make a function that will return something. Returning means what? That you will understand just now in this program. So when I'll call this function, then all these things will be added. And before calling this function cal, we have called the input function nmarks. So before calling this, S1, S2, S3 already have these set of data in them. Okay, these all are added, then average is taken out, then total is displayed. See, total is 147, then average is 29.0. Everything is displayed. Till this line, this is the output of this function, C. And this line return AV will return the value of the variable AB to the caller function. Who is the caller? Well, the function one who is calling it. So main function is calling it. And this function is thus returning the value of AV, which is 29.0, to R1. And always remember to create a variable of the same type of which this is returning the data. Float cal, so you also have to write float. If it will be double, then you have to make a double variable. If it will be int, then you will have to create here int, which will receive the same type of data. Now the R1 also contains the value 29. If you want to check it, then you can do something. But before checking it, let us just, then what we are doing, we are calling this function only if, which is an example of if and only if. And this function is designed to accept one argument. So R1, I'm making R1 as the argument of this. The value R1, the R1 is getting, what is the value of R1? 29. So the value of R1 get passed, the value, the passed by value technique is used, and it's passed to X. Now X also contains the value 29. Now if X, which is now 29.0, is greater than 90, then this. So 29 is not greater than 90, so it has not displayed this because this became false. It's not also greater than 80, so this also became false. It's also not greater than 70, so this also became false. It's not greater than 60, so this also became false. Now X is less than 60, this is becoming true. And so this message is displayed and failed. This particular message is getting displayed. Now see something. And watch this video again and again if you're not getting. Just to check whether R1 has got that 29 or not, just simply print the value of R1 to test. What? R1. This is how we simply print the variables values. We have seen these things already. Now, once again, let us execute the program. First, since we have made change, so we need to compile it. Now run it. And yes, always remember in this class, we have two classes, result and result1. While executing, which class name you have to write? The class which has the main function. Beside this, we may have main functions in both the classes. So whichever class main function you want to execute, I have to write this name. If you write result, see what will happen if you write only result, means this. But this doesn't contain main function, and then see what will happen. It is clearly telling you that a main method not found in this class. Please define the main method here. And it's also helping you to define a method like this. Like this you can define or use these applications. So it's quite simple to understand. So you have to call this way. Now enter marks. So let us enter marks. Uh-oh, I have entered a wrong type of data by mistake. So this is called exception. This is called exception. We will handle how to handle exceptions. If you would have handled the exceptions, then this program would not have been terminated like this. But yet it has terminated because some wrong kind of data is provided to it. No problem. Just let us run again. So as if you'll watch all the videos, I mean, a lot of videos are there in the playlist. You'll find that we have been using only one class, and in that only one class, we were defining the main function. I think this is the first case when I am defining main function in the separate class. So the obvious answer is yes, of course, we can have one class, and in one class we can have all kind of function, including the main function, which you can see in all my various videos. So what is telling you? Dear students, please do one thing. Please practice. Please practice, and only that thing can teach you this coding, and nothing else can teach you. Always remember this one point. If you'll practice, and only then you will learn. Watching 100 times this video will not help you at all. Always remember this point. And if you'll practice, you will learn. Learning programming means doing practice. Both go hand in hand. If you are not practicing, even God cannot teach you. Okay. forget about learning coding if you are not ready to practice. So let us come back to the point. The point is result one. While practicing, you have to do a lot of experiments, 2 experiments, and learn with those experiments. So 5 subjects, enter 5 subjects. You will be thinking that why I'm entering only lower marks, less marks. There's a reason behind. So, I've not compiled it properly. Let us save it since the old output is coming, the old format. Save it first using Control S. The changes, this change that I have made must be saved there. And now compile it using this command. Yes, now it is compiled. Now run it. Result one. Yes, 5 subject. Now it's working. First inmarks invoked, so this inputting task is done. Then this calculation function is called, so these two came, and due to which AV, the value of AV this time is 27, is passed or is returned, and it went to R1. Now to check whether it has really came to R1 or not, we are displaying this through this statement. Yes, the value of R1, just to test, 27. Now the value of R1 is 27. Now I'm calling this only function and passing R1 as the argument. So what will happen? The value of R1, whatever the value of R1 is, in this case it is 27, will be passed to X. And then this testing is going on. So if you really want to check whether it has been passed to X or not, you can do the same with that also. Just copy this line and paste it in the beginning of this function. And in the beginning only, it will tell you the value of X. The value of X is, or whatever the value of X will be displayed here. Now let us save it and let us compile it back and see the differences. Enter 5 marks. Look, due to inmark, this is working. Due to cal function, this is working. And the cal function returned the value of R1, which is 24. So it came to R1. Now we are testing whether it has really came to R1 or not. Yes, it has came. It is displaying as 24. Now R1 I'm writing here. I'm passing it as the argument. I'm giving this function R1, the value R1 as the argument. And now what is happening? It is passed to X. And see, the value of X is also 24. Now what? If X means 24 is greater than 90, then do this. So this criteria matches. This condition matches. This condition becomes true. So this failed option is coming. Now, I think you have understood how to call a function, how the argument is passed, how the return is collected. So along with that, you can also see this if condition working. Now I'll show you one scenario, one case when this will find that. Let us see what is happening. Run this once again, and this time enter marks like 85, 65, 74, 86, 69 or 60, anything, every mark. Look at this now. What is happening? Look at this properly. This will let you learn how the if condition is working. Now this is very important aspect. So first, in marks invoked, so entered the marks till here. Then this function is called, so it calculated the total and average. How it calculated, you can study this just by this, it has done this. Now the value of average AV 75 is passed on, it's returned, and it went to R1. Further, the value of R1 is printed here, 75. Then we passed R1 to the if condition. Now the value of X has become 75. Now, if X is greater than 90, no, X is not greater than 90 because it is 75. Okay, this condition is false, so it will not execute. Is 74 greater than 80? No, this also became false. Now, is this x is greater than 70? Yes, this is greater than 70 because it is 75. So third, this message got displayed here. So see here, third. But after checking this condition is also checked. If this condition, I mean, if x is greater than 60, yes, x is also greater than 60. It is 74. So this also became true, and thus just pass is also there. Yes. And then it also checked this condition, but this condition became false because x is not less than 60. So you can see that two outputs are coming, third and just pass. So this is not a nice output. It was not expected. It was expected to display third only. Yes. So here what you have to understand is in if and only if, every condition is tested, no matter how many conditions you have provided. In this case, already 5 conditions are there, but 500 conditions could be also there. 5,000 conditions you can also say give. So in this if and only if, what happens if this if or this if or this if are all independent? They are not related with each other. They are independent. Every condition will be tested, and whichever condition will be true, all those things will be done. So here we can see that this particular program actually fails. It is not working the way it should work. So what is the solution? So let us design a solution, or let us find out a solution in a different function. In different function means, yes. So the same way, void logical operator if, and the same way float x as the argument. Now this time we'll use logical operator to find the solution to this problem. How? Let us see. If x is greater than 90, then what? Actually, let us copy and paste it and make changes accordingly. It will save our time. And since this code is already well set, so yes. Now see that only if is another function which is working like this. You see it failed while displaying the result properly. Now I'm making another function with the help of logical operator. We'll see the use of logical operator here, another function. And I've copied the same text, same code here, but we'll make change in it. And you can also see that how we can transform. If x is greater than 90, let's say first, if x is greater than 80 and x is less than or equal to 90, means if it will be greater than 90 means 91 or something, then it will display first. But if it is greater than 80, 81 to till 90, it will display this message second. Now the same way, if x is greater than 70 and x is less than or equal to 80, then third. If it's greater than 60 and x is, and see the way it is being written. This is the way you have to write. And both operations should be given properly. Both comparisons should be proper. So if x is greater than 60 and x is less than or equal to 70, then say just pass. And in case it's less than 60, then it's okay. Now save it. And yes, let this function also work and let the another one also work. What's the name of another one? This. Copy it, paste it. There should not be any spelling mistake and all. Again, pass R1 as the argument to this function also. Save it. And then, of course, we have made a lot of changes. So compile it. Oh, one error. It's okay. Error in line number 91. Maybe because of this. Yes. Look, I have started this function, but I have no. So here is an error in line number 91. So line number 91, there's no error, but because of this, we have started this curly braces, but we have not ended it. So the error is there. So it should properly close the function also. Okay, fine. Now save it, come back here, compile it again. Now this time there's no error. Now run this. Enter marks and enter. Now look at this. Total, average, value of R1, value of X, second, third, just pass. These three outputs are because of this function. Let us see how and why. The value of R1 is 86. So go to first this function only. What is happening here? See. This condition matches? No, because the 86 is not greater than 90. Is X 86 greater than 80? Yes. So second is displayed. This second is because of this. Now 70, X is also greater than 70. So third is also matching. So this is also displayed. It's greater than 60 as well. So just pass is also there. After this, it ended. Now this function is called. And when this is called, R1, whose value is 26, is also passed to R1. This. Now here, how the condition is tested, check it out. Is X greater than 90? No, it is 86, so it is not displayed. Is X greater than 80 and X less than or equal to 90? Yes, both the conditions are true. X is greater than 80 also because it is 86, and X is less than 90 also because it is less than 90, it is 86. So AND operator, which we have already seen in our logical operator classes, that AND only works, or AND is only true when all the inputs are true. So this is also true getting true, and this is also getting true. So second option is displayed because of this. This is the correct way. Beside this, in this case also value of X is 86. Why so? Because R1 is passed to it. R1. Now you might be wondering, sir, why we have given X here also and here also. Okay, no problem. You can change it. Take it Y. Take it Y. But here also you have to make changes. Y. Everywhere Y. Everywhere Y. Everywhere. It's the name of variable simply. That's why I say, experiment. Make this program in your system, do different experiments. First you understand and then do experiments, then you will learn more. And only watching video will not help you at all. Yes, I'm telling you, watching video will not help you at all. Not at all. If you'll practice, then only you will learn. Learning programming is the matter of practice only. Now save it, and now I think you have understood how it is working. So let us do something more in these functions. Calling logical op if, the name of function. That will make clear that where this function has started. Copy this and paste it here. This is how we make a better program. No? Calling which function? Only if. Okay. Value of X is displayed. So let us display the value of I as well. Not I, Y. You can pause video, you can rewind, forward it. You can see all the programs. Once this program will be finally made, I'll upload this program also. So that you can, but still I would like you to make this program in your own by typing, or your copying, pasting will not help you. Type, then you'll learn. So a lot of changes are made. So let us save these changes. Clear screen. Look, you might find that things are getting complicated, but not at all. These are not at all complicated. The only thing is lack of practice. So practice and watch videos any number of times, several number of times. Things will become very easy for you. These things are very easy actually. We have not yet started tough things. It is that one. So this time also higher marks. Okay, total this average this value of x is this, calling only if, where third and the two conditions was applicable. So to calling logical if, only third is displayed. Why so? Because only this case is getting fulfilled. Why so? Because 79 is greater than 70 as well as less than or equal, less than 80. So this condition. So here we saw that how simple if, where the simple if and only if was failing, the same place. This case also we are using simple if and only if. In this case also we are using if and only if. Nothing has changed. The only change is we are now using the logical operator. Two or more conditions we are applying here. So the whichever condition is fulfilling all the criteria is only getting executed. So thank you for today, dear students. Please practice. There is a lot of thing in if condition that we'll see in our next class.